In the Commonwealth this afternoon, Lexington's Lyric Theater hosted Public Health is Public Safety, a forum with law enforcement and substance abuse experts discussing drug issues and solutions.
The event coincides with a new overdose spike alert and a warning about a new drug from the Lexington-Fayette County Health Department. It's a story new at 6.
Again, welcome. Thanks for spending the afternoon with us.
This is John Bowman. He's the organizer of Wednesday's event. He says public health and public safety intertwine. Bowen and others here believe individuals suffering from substance abuse can alter public safety.
You know, we're trying to find meaningful solutions to these issues. So that's why we do these and bring people together to really talk about these issues.
This forum brings people together from a variety of organizations dealing with substance abuse and recovery.
This is a problem that is too big for one person or one organization to fight alone.
To have this discussion now is good timing because experts say there's another drug out on the streets that has people's attention.
But we also know that xylazine, which is a horse tranquilizer on the street known as Trank, is also getting mixed into the illicit drug supply.
Here at Voices of Hope, an addiction recovery support center, they have test strips for Trank, and we're told Narcan won't reverse its effects. Gary Biggers is the Recovery Community Center manager. He says he thought Kentucky was trending in the right direction on substance abuse.
I thought we were doing a little better in Kentucky, so it saddens me, but I understand that this is a problem. It's an ongoing problem.
A community coming together to curb illegal drug use in the Commonwealth. Now, John Moses with the Lexington-Fayette County Health Department says 6 Kentucky counties have seen a spike in drug overdoses since August 14th, including Fayette and Madison counties.